Hello, I am Mal, and this is Civilization Beyond Earth. It's October 23rd, and it's release day, and I'm really excited to jump into this. I know you haven't seen me play Civilization games on the channel before, but trust me, I've played hundreds of hours of them, and as you know, I'm a huge fan of the strategy genre. Now you add in the fact that this is somewhat of a spiritual successor to games like Alpha Centauri, and I was even more interested, so I pre-ordered this quite a while back, and I'm excited to jump in. So let me first explain what we're going to do in this series. Since I'm going to be learning the game, and hopefully you're going to be learning it along with me, we're going to kind of treat this as a let's learn or let's try series. I'm going to go through the options, and I'll explain some concepts. I've been reading a lot and watching videos and really trying to educate myself on it. There's also, if you go click here to Other, if you go to the Civilpedia, you can actually go through here and read a lot of different things. It'll give you, everything in the game is in here. I thought this was extremely useful. So I've been reading a ton of this as well. So I would suggest that if you, have questions, very specific questions about things, I think a lot of them can be answered here. But of course, I'm going to go through as much as I can. All right, so let's take a look at the options. Pretty much standard fare. You have your various game options. Now this I thought was kind of cool with the advisor level. Am I new to Civilization? Am I new to Beyond Earth? I'm an experienced player or I need no advice. I'm new to Beyond Earth, so I set it that way. I'll hit accept. And then, interface options. Nice little quality of life things like skip intro video. I already clicked that and had accepted it. It's interesting, the video mode, it seems like Civ's pretty friendly with you sort of going, hey, I'm going to go over here to this other monitor, I'm going to come back. Yeah, so that's nice too. Let's see, multiplayer is present in the game, just like in Civ 5. My understanding from reading is that it's not a big upgrade, that the multiplayer code has been improved for Beyond Earth, but not necessarily the gameplay much. It's very similar to Civ 5. So and that was never a big thing for me, but for those of you that are big multiplayer Civ 5 people, I don't think you'll be disappointed, but I don't think this was much improved. They're not much different. However, the single player experience is significantly different. So let's jump into that. All right, let's set up our game. Let's see. Okay, so here's the difficulty levels. So let's see. Impossibly hard. So this would be like akin to deity level, I guess, on Civ 5. So we have easier is Sputnik, then Mercury, Voskov, Gemini, Soyuz. Alright, well, this is my first time playing this, so I don't want to go crazy with this. I think what we'll do is let's just go with Gemini. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Game pace, we have a choice between quick, standard, epic, and marathon. Okay, that seems to be pretty much the same as Civ 5. Let's go on standard game pace. That way we can see things in a reasonable fashion, right? And then map size, dual, dwarf, small, standard, or massive. Okay, let's just go with standard. All right, now, here's where you start to see some pretty significant changes. This is sort of like a faction from Civ 5, I guess that would be the closest thing to it, but this is where you designate your sponsor. So let's see, who do we want to be? Each one has, as you can see, a special bonus to it. So we could go with covert operations, 25% faster, and cause 25% more intrigue. This is the something Reclamation Corporation. Pan-Asian Cooperative, 10% production towards wonders, 25% worker speed. That's pretty cool. Franco-Iberia, gain a free technology for every 10 virtues developed. And we'll get into virtues as we go through. Slavic Federation, orbital units stay in orbit 20% longer, and the first one launched grants a free technology. Well, that's kind of interesting. Paul Australia, +2 trade routes for the capital city. So this is, I guess, the economic-based sponsor. Cathian Protectorate, cities and outposts acquire tiles twice as fast. All right. Brasilia, Units have 10% additional combat strength and melee combat, and then African Union plus 10% food in growing cities when healthy. By the way, healthy is the replacement for happiness. So for those of you familiar with that, this is sort of the overall health and well-being of your people replaces happiness. I am pretty interested in, I think, trying to go wide and not tall on this. So I'm going to go for African Union and go for this 10% food growth in cities. Let's give that a whirl. Now, the next thing you choose, your colonists. So as you can see here, +2 science in every city, +2 food in every city, +3 energy and +1 health in every city. Okay, now energy is your replacement for, this is akin to gold in the Civ games, or your currency. And in endless space, this would be dust. Okay, so this is how you acquire things quickly. You just make purchases with energy. So +3 energy and +1 health is pretty nice. Again, health is happiness, your overall well-being. +2 production in every city with engineers, or +2 culture and +1 health in every city. Culture's pretty important. I mean, I could double down on food growth, but I think I'm actually going to grab this. +2 culture and +1 health. Yep. Now, we choose our spacecraft. Now, this gives us different, different, I guess, special abilities right off the bat. So, I'll explain these briefly. Continental Surveyor, it says reveals the coast of the map. That's the entire world map. So, you'll see the edges of everything. That's pretty useful. Retrograde Thrusters. Now, when we go to form our first colony, we get like a little area where we can choose to sort of set down. This increases that area so that you can get a more optimal spot. So it's not like in other games where you start off with, a colony ship, or in Civ, a colonist, and you can move around to where you want. And if you want to spend a turn or two doing that and finding an optimal spot and then establishing your capital, you can do that. You cannot do that in this game. You have an area where you can land, and this will expand that set area, but you will have to set down. It's also important to note that other civilizations are not necessarily on the planet at the same time. So, the other factions or sponsors or what have you, they'll show up at different times along the way, and you will immediately have contact with them. All right, so tectonic scanner, no technology is needed to see petroleum, geothermal, and titanium resources. This is pretty powerful. Fusion reactor, begin with 100 energy. And then lifeform sensor, reveal alien nests on the map. I guess this is good for keeping your explorers and stuff safe. Or I don't know. This one seems a little bit weak to me. These two, I think, are probably the strongest. And I'm going to go with the tectonic scanner because I want to see all of these resources right away. Now, cargo. Yeah, something else to pick. Hydroponics, begin with extra population in your first city. Laboratory, this is nice. You begin with pioneering technology, which means you can make a colonist. Now that kind of plays into my thing because I have the extra, growth as based on my sponsor. So that, I might go with that. Raw materials, begin with a clinic building in your first city. This is health and culture, I think. This might be something similar to like a temple in Civ 5. Weapon arsenal, you can begin with a soldier unit, or machinery, you can begin with a worker. And I'm kind of torn between going with getting this, the pioneering technology, or worker. But since I'm not 100% familiar with the tech tree and everything else, or actually tech web, which we'll get into, it's no longer a tree, I'm going to go ahead and pick worker because that's kind of a safe bet. Can't go wrong with a worker, right? Now, planets. This is essentially, the type of maps that you wanna play on. Matter of fact, let's take a look here. Advanced worlds. Here's all the different kinds that you can choose from, and it gives you a description of each. And there's plenty to choose from. But for right now, and if you just hit rescan, it just kind of changes the names of them, and maybe it randomizes some other things. But I'm going to start on a standard kind of Terran world. A world with a few large land masses separated by oceans and some smaller islands. Alright, let's start.
Hello, I am the Advanced Integration and Simulation Resource, or Advisor.
Alright.
A suitable location for our people to make planetfall. This will be the site of our first great city. Select a plot within the red border.
Okay, thank you. So let's see. Let's zoom out. So we can choose anything in here, I guess, to set down with our lander and form our city. Now, if we had taken retrograde thrusters, this would be expanded out a bit, and we would have a bigger hex, or bigger area in which to land. Let's take a look here. Grassland with fiber. Oh, this is not a bad spot right here, actually. We do have some miasma on these that would have to be cleared. I'll explain all that later. But this is not bad. Even this spot here. Though I don't see any specials. Some floodplains. I could settle closer, well, it's 3 tiles out, just like in Civ 5, so if I settled here, I'd have access, I guess, to all of this? You know what? Let's just settle one spot. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so here's our basic unit, an explorer. And what do we have over here? What's this? Okay, that's floatstone. And what do we have over here? Fungus. Alright, let me start explaining some of this stuff to you. First off, let's get the worker building something. And this is pretty similar to what, you know, you're accustomed to if you did play any of the Civilization games. If you didn't, I'm not assuming you did, you know, here's some of the, you know, basic things you could do. Construct a road, or right now we can construct a plantation. So we're going to go ahead and do that right here. Let's get him doing that. And our city needs something to do. It's going to grow here, huh? Okay. Choose production. What do we want to build? Okay, so a clinic would give us +1 science or +1 health. Or we could do Old Earth Relic, which is +2 culture. I'm going to grab this right away. And I'll show you why. Actually, you know what? As things come up, that's when we'll explore them. But it's going to feed our culture system over here. Now, choose research. Okay, so here's something that is significantly different than in the Civilization games. However, maybe for people like me that have played games like Endless Space, this is kind of a familiar format, having a tech web. Now, it doesn't look like there's a ton of stuff. You know, like, oh, okay, this isn't all that impressive in terms of the number of technologies you can research. Until you zoom in, and then you realize that there's multiple things under each header. And as you go out, like, I mean, look at this. Okay, so obviously we don't have much ability to research yet, but if you look at like an end tech, 827 turns? Really? Yeah. It's going to take you a while to get through these things. So let's see. What do we want to choose? We can already see strategic resources. Otherwise, I would prioritize chemistry. Farm lab? No. I think pioneering makes sense, right? Because we need to be able to build another colonist. Okay, so we're going to go with pioneering. Return to map. Okay, here are the strategic resources listed across the top. So petroleum, geothermal, titanium, xenomass, floatstone, and Firaxite. The bottom 3, xenomass, floatstone, and Firaxite, actually tie in to this system over here. Yes. So you have an affinity, which is a new system for Beyond Earth. you have harmony, you have purity, and you have supremacy. Each with different types of bonuses. Like as an example, if you get level 1 in harmony, then alien aggression level returns to neutral twice as quickly. That can be pretty darn useful. The aliens, okay, or let me go ahead and hit next turn. Oh, yeah, let's move him. Go here. The aliens, which are, I guess, kind of like the barbarians in Civilization, but not really. Matter of fact, here's some right here. Or is that just an improvement? Oh, that's actually an improvement. Oh, that's cool. The aliens can be very, very powerful, and you're best served, especially starting off, by not messing with them at all. It does not benefit you to try any funny business with them, because they will smash your face in, like, quickly. Matter of fact, they're so powerful that they could even, potentially wreak havoc on your colony. So, best to stay away from it. Oh, okay. What do we have right here? Is that Firaxis? Yes, it is. Okay, so that's a strategic resource. Again, tied to supremacy, and I'll get more into this affinity stuff here later. Okay, what do we got going on here? Is this okay? Yeah, for now it is. Alright, let's just hit turn. Where do we want to go with him? Let's go down here, actually.
One of our units has walked into a...
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so what the advisor guy is telling us right there is that this has miasma on it. So, see this kind of green bellowy stuff around here? That mist is toxic. So, your units take, I believe it's 10% of their health every turn that you stay in miasma. And you can only move like 1 hex or what have you. Or it reduces your movement. I'm not exactly sure what the reduction is. I think it reduces it to 1. Some gold down here. Fungus. Floatstone. Alright, let's keep going. Yeah, minus 10 from the miasma. Let's keep going. Now what we're looking for... Oh, okay. What do we got going on over here? Alien wolf beetle. Okay, we don't want anything... We don't want anything to do with those guys. Nothing. What we are looking for are things like resource pods that were left by the sponsor to pick up, or expedition sites that you can find these alien relics, and your explorers, see where it says expedition modules? We can actually do an expedition on a relic, and we can get all kinds of different kinds of bonuses. So that's kind of what we're hunting for here. Alright, next turn. Let's, I guess, go further in.
This may be helpful.
What did we find? Oh, hey! What is this? Derelict settlement. I don't know if we're going to be able to go over there or not. These wolf beetle guys might attack us. Alright. Well, let's keep going. Cities grown. Alright. Let's keep going. Oh, and here we have planetfall of another faction. And quests are updated, okay?
The Commonwealth welcomes you.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Alright, so here's something else. Let's see here.
That's so true.
Let's see. Is it under deal? Yes.
So true.
Alright, so here's something else that's also new in the game, is this concept of favor. So you can barter for favor with other factions, and you can spend it like currency with them later. So let's say, you built up a ton of favor with this particular faction, and then later on you get in trouble. You could potentially call on them to form an alliance, or maybe you need some resources from them all at once, or what have you, to help you out. And if you build up favor, my understanding is they're less likely to attack you. If you do go to war with somebody that you have favor with, you lose said favor. So I think it kind of works both ways. So if an AI has built up favor with you, then they probably would be less likely to attack you. I would think that that's the way it would play out. We'll see as we explore. But this is kind of neat because it's a different type of currency, right? This is a diplomatic currency. Kind of cool. Otherwise, it seems to be very similar, to Civ 5 in terms of how it worked.
Tell me.
So, let's go out of that. Contact. No, we're good. Thank you.
You have
Quest.
available. Throughout the game, your actions will trigger different quests that can unlock bonuses for your people.
Alright, let's see. Quest updated? Now this is different, obviously.
I have important information.
Thank you. Alright, so now we have found an outpost. For our colony to prosper, we should consider expanding. We should focus our efforts on researching how to create outposts for the colony. Yeah, I'm working on this quest right now, actually. Yes. Alright. Go back to my place. There we go. Let's go here.
Your explorer has noticed something strange.
Yes, thank you. I may have to disable that guy. I kind of want the help, but I kind of don't. So let's see. Maybe... Hold on. Let me look at the tech tree real quick. Which is here? Yes. Oh no. Stay on pioneering. Where is... Okay, yeah, we're gonna have virtue. We're gonna get a virtue soon. So do I want to hold off on doing this? There are certain virtues that can help you with additional yields out of these things, but I don't know that I want to wait that long. I don't think that I do, actually. Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and do an expedition here, because if nothing else, I want you guys to see it. Yep, construct an expedition site. So then he sets up all his stuff. That's so cool. I love it. Alright, so that'll take a few turns. Unit is out of moves, construct an expedition. Okay, 10 turns. Now his expedition module will get used up. Now that doesn't mean that he's then useless. You can keep scouting with him, or you can return him to the capital. And it might be any city. I'll have to verify that, but I think it's any city. And they can refit his expedition module, and then he can go back out, and he could do another expedition. Alright, let's... Next turn. Okay, we're finally done here. Are we working that tile? Yes, we are. No. What? Oh, you automatically work this one, huh? It's work for free. Okay. Do I want to work... Yeah, I guess... Yes, we do want to work this one. Yeah. Lock that one. 6 turns until border growth. We get this. I guess that's okay. Okay, return to map. And actually, what do you... Change production. 2 turns on Old Earth Relic. Okay. And our worker... Construct a generator here. Just the amount we have to spend. I'm not really too concerned about that. Now, we're going to go over here. And we're going to construct a farm. Very nice. Okay. Next turn. Processing turn for aliens. Okay. Develop a virtue. Alright, so now we'll talk about the virtue system. So let's click in here. So this is very similar to social policies in Civ 5, but with some pretty interesting changes. You're encouraged to go both wide and deep on these on these virtue trees. So let's take a look at them. So first off, you have what would be the military tree, essentially, might. So you have things like plus 50% XP from combat. Prosperity, which focuses on growth and expansion. So obviously it's going to have things like plus 10% to food, or plus 30% speed towards outpost growth, so on and so forth. Knowledge is going to be the research tree. So foresight plus 10% science when the society is healthy. And then industry, labor logistics plus 10% production towards buildings, and so on and so forth. Now, the other thing you have are synergy bonuses over here on the left-hand side. So let's see here. If I get 6 different policies along this line, any of this line, then I'm going to get a free virtue. And it just continues that way. So then if I get 10 on this line, I'm going to get this secondary one, so on and so forth. Okay. So you also get additional synergy bonuses if you go deep. So if I completed all of this, and you can see the little like pips or whatever you want to call them, these little dots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I would get this synergy bonus going this way. 5% combat strength and range strength for all units. The next one would be another one to all units, and then a free affinity level. And you can see here, I'll hover over these for you, so you can take a quick look. And we'll get into more of this as we go on, but I think that this is kind of cool because instead of there being, really let's face it, like for instance on Civ 5, you would pretty much do tradition opener and finish that up, and then after that, maybe go pursue the one that helped with, research or what have you. It was pretty cut and dry. There was a few different openers you could use on high level difficulty, but not many. I think this is cool because it opens up a lot of different options, or at least it appears to. Oh, well, we should probably pick one, right? Before we leave that screen. We definitely need some additional science boost, so we'll grab some of that. 4 more knowledge virtues. Oh, and I like this little screen. So 4 more knowledge virtues until the next synergy bonus, which is plus 10% culture in every city. Or 5 more tier 1 virtues until the next synergy bonus, which is 1 free virtue, which I already spoke about. So we're going to grab this. And then what's the next on the tree here? Each city tile generates 0.25 culture for every population. Or earns 30 science from finishing it. Oh, this is what I was talking about. Field research. Earns 30 science from finishing expeditions. So you could, hold off, like on this one here that I'm doing. But I wanted to get the jump on it, so yeah, maybe I should have waited, but actually I probably should have, considering how low my science is. But that's okay. That's what we're doing, right? We're exploring this and we're learning things. Alright, next turn. Alright, choose production. And as nice as a clinic would be to have, I think what I'm going to do right now is grab another explorer. And we'll just go through a couple of turns here. City's grown. So stay with the... I probably should just stay with the food. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Let's look up here. So we're getting 5 science per turn, we're getting 7 energy per turn. We have 4 health, which increases 20% speed towards outpost growth. So we don't have an outpost yet, but yeah, alright, so it's going pretty well. Well, I don't really know if it's going well. I think it's going well. I'm enjoying myself. And I hope I'm explaining things clearly enough for everyone. How's our little explorer doing? Oh, he's doing a good job. 5 more turns and we'll get something from this. Oh, hey, no beetles. No, stay away. The thing that's kind of cool about the way the aliens work is that, one, they are pretty powerful, like I was telling you earlier. The other is that when you do things like this, you can really upset them. And that can create all kinds of problems for you. Especially when you're trying to like found a new colony or what have you. Or you've got trade routes. Yeah. Okay, now here's something new. We have a quest decision. So let's take a look. These come up periodically. They can be triggered by random encounters. They can be triggered by a building being complete, which I think is what triggered this one. So there's a lot of different things that can bring these up, and they have long-lasting implications. As you can see here, the affinity pieces come up again. Harmony, supremacy, and the other one I can't remember. But here, it's clear that indigenous species of the planet pose a threat to our growth. Though we cannot determine their intelligence, their hostility has been documented. Moving forward, we must decide on how to deal with them. Do we attempt to domesticate the local wildlife or exterminate it? Okay, so here it tells you when you hover over, harmony or supremacy would be if we try to domesticate them. Okay, or eradicate them would put us towards the purity line. I don't want to eradicate the wildlife, and I'm not exactly sure which affinity I'm going to go with yet. And it's okay to have points in multiple affinities, but you will have a primary one as the game progresses. Now, the reason that that's important is because not only do you get different things, like here I'm hovering over purity, as you increase your levels, and you get this from experience. So as your levels, say, in a purity increases, you would get these different types of bonuses. So it does affect things, but you can still play however you want to play. I was reading again, you could play, purity, and you could still be super aggressive, or you could be harmonious, which is, you're trying not to have issues with the aliens. You're trying to protect the actual organic environment, and you can still go, beat people down. As a matter of fact, if you have like 11 on here, call a worm strike operation, so you can, it's like from the movie Dune, you can have like worms attacking people. That's pretty badass. So this could complement your play style, what affinity you have to, but it doesn't dictate what you have to do. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, now we can develop another virtue. And actually, yeah, let's grab this. Yeah, because our expedition, I think we're going to luck out on the timing here. Yeah, we'll get plus science from that, so that'll be nice. All right, now I don't want to jump into too much in every single episode, so I think what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and end this one here. I hope you enjoyed this first episode of this Let's Try / Learn Civilization Beyond Earth, and that you join me for some more. Since this is the first part in a new series, I would really appreciate it if you guys would hit that thumbs up button. It helps me a lot. As always, I appreciate your comments and feedback. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, I'm Mal, and I will see you later.